My sweet and lovely Pisces, this is your 2025 horoscope. Welcome to 2025. Happy New Year. It's amazing year of shifts. We are witnessing historical moment once in a lifetime. This kind of year come into our life and we should be happy. Why? Because this year, well, we have all the planets changing signs. Plus, we have personal planets retrograding, all of them. Now, this happens very rare, and also we have a lot of rare aspects about which we will talk in this video. So stay with me until the end. It will be interesting, promise you. Now, this year sort of will be like rehearsal for what's to come in the next 7 to 10 years. Yes, that's true. 7 to 10 years. It's sort of preparatory year when it will prep you. It will show you glimpses of the future. Now, let's start with your luck. Where is luck in your chart? Jupiter, planet of luck and happiness and abundance. First half year, it will be transiting your fourth house. Now, fourth house is all about family. And plus Jupiter rules your house of father, 10th house. Seems like last year, like since last year, June, your father is playing great role in your life. If that's your case, if not, then there could be a lot of things that I will mention briefly now. Now, Jupiter in your fourth house is also about home, where you live, where you call your home, and also about citizenship. Now, Jupiter for you was granting those residence permits or citizenship or new passport, and you still have 6 months, to get that passport or to apply to that permanent residency or temporary residency, whatever is your situation. Seems like you shifted place where you are staying since June 2024, and it will still will be happening until June 2025. Jupiter is giving you sort of luck there and granting you access to those documents, immigration documents, or changing place where you live. For some of you guys, it might be about buying, like purchasing real estate, because fourth house is about home, where you live, or as an investment. If you're in that business area, then it might be about real estate. You will have a huge luck if you work in that area, like as a real estate agent or whatever you're related there. Now, also, if you've been trying to sell apartment or a house, again, you will have better conditions and you will sell it to much higher price initially, let's say. Now, fourth house is about mother too. Some of you guys might have, sort of improved relationship with your mother, or there is some like big news in your mother's life. Like, for example, your mom is getting married or she's pregnant and now you're expecting your sibling, as an example. All these things might have happened while Jupiter was in your fourth house. Now, after June, next half year in 2025, it will move into your most happy place of your chart, fifth house. And Jupiter there exalted, my dear Pisces. It's like your happiness is beginning after June 2025. Fifth house is all about how we enjoy life, how we love ourselves and our life, and how we generally enjoy like a fun time, how we spend our fun time. And also fifth house is about true love. If you're single, you might meet someone special, and someone who might speak a different language, who might be from different culture, from different background, from different upbringing, let's say, and someone foreigner. And fifth house is about true love. You might fall in love while Jupiter will be transiting your fifth house after June 2025 until next June 2026. So the same thing happened 12 years ago, back in 2013. So you might recall back what was going on in your life, so that to get some sort of ideas what might happen. Nothing is exactly the same, but same topics might play out in your life again. Now, fifth house is about business too. You will be in a huge luck to create business, to make bigger your business if you are a business owner, to expand your business. You will get very lucky and prosperous, like abundant there, if you have your own business, my dear Pisces. Now, fifth house is also creativity. A lot of you guys, like in the art, like actors, singers, dancers, models, I don't know, photographers, whoever you are there, like you guys will be also in a huge demand, also in a huge luck. You guys will be most probably getting all the Oscars and all these, titles and nominations, because Jupiter will be giving you this sort of luck in terms of If you are at the beginning of your journey, then a great agent who will promote you, who will promote your skills, your talents. Or if you are already professional, then it might gift you an amazing project that you will make name for yourself again. As an example, this is an amazing place to have Jupiter, because Jupiter is exalted. Now, exalted means it works 200%. They're not 100 even. Now, let's talk about eclipses, because this will be huge for you. 2025, especially for you guys, will be one of a kind year, because now eclipses will fall in your sign. Now, eclipses fall because of lunar nodes. Now, nodes, there are always two, north node and south node. And nodes, they take a year and a half, roughly speaking, to change sign. They will stay in your sign also approximately a year and a half. Now, north node will be in your sign, first house, and south node will move into your seventh house, house of other people, and opposite house than yours. Now, it all will happen right from the get-go of 2025, which will be 29th of January. And this first and seventh house, it's called angular houses. And this line between first and seven, it's very sensitive, it's a personal axis. Sort of, it's very personal things will be happening in your life. Quite big changes, because this is sensitive angle and your life is getting upgraded. If I were you, I would be happy, because eclipses, I call them rocket ships. They take us with the speed of light to some situation, or I don't know, they liberate us. They make our progress faster. They push us out, like us outside comfort zone, so that we meet our destiny. Finally, sort of these things happen, like big life-changing events. You are heroes, my dear Pisces, of this 2025, like upcoming a year and a half, like destiny will happen in your life. Now, these lunar nodes, they are in exact same position every 18 years. So you might recall back to 18 years, 2007, 2008, what was going on in your life. And again, some things might be similar, similar topics might come back into your life. I can give you my story, what was going on when I had North Node in my first house, South Node in my seventh house. My big dream came true. That was the big year for me. I was crazy happy, extremely happy. I cannot even describe, my like a whole life's dream came true. And also I moved to another country. I changed job to a better one. Totally changed my surrounding. And the most important, I found love, who I eventually got married, afterwards, later. And it got like so many things in my life got upgraded. That's how eclipses do, things. If something will be falling, all these things happen, but at the same time, some parts of my life were, figuratively speaking, were destroying because I had to release them so that I come to this kind of life, like results that I had at that time, amazing things that I'm telling you about. So be ready to release some things from your life to make space to more greater things, to greatness. That's what eclipses do. They sort of clean up the mess in your life and sort of correct your direction of your destiny if you've been going sort of wrong direction. Now, for the last, no, let's speak about this first and seven. Okay, this was my story, and this might think happen in your life, these things, but there could be also other things, like for example, you might get married, or vice versa, you might get divorced, because South Node is in your seventh house, and South Node is all about release. And if those things happen, don't be saddened again, because universe needs make space in your life to bring more better things. So you need to close the door behind to open the door in front of you. Always remember that eclipses, they work for better. But at the time when these things will happen, like will be happening, usually we are not prepared. Of course, we are not happy, and sort of we are in, we feel that our life is getting destroyed, but it's vice versa. It's getting upgraded. That's why I call them rocket ships. And these lunar nodes, they are always in opposite, to each other, like from in your first house and seventh house, and all the eclipses will fall there. Now, also first house is about your physical body. You might change how you look. Like you might undergo some operations or plastic surgeries, as an example, or you might, regulate your body weight, like doing some sport or switching to healthy lifestyle, whatever is that. So big things will happen, when eclipses fall in our house, like in the first house in our sign. It's hard to actually predict what it might be, but it might be any part of your life, any. It depends on your situation in your natal chart, but mostly it's about how we look, it's about how our appearance, and also your priorities and plans. Your priorities and plans might be switching, my dear Pisces, greatly. If you, for example, if you before dreamed whole life to be, I don't know, a doctor, and like spending 25 years of your life getting professional in this area, all of a sudden you might decide, no, that's not what I want to do all my life. I want to be a singer. Like completely different things, like plans and priorities might come up, Now, since July 2023, they were in your second house and eighth house. Now, second house and eighth house is financial access. And for the last a year and a half, these eclipses, they were changing your financial situation. A lot of you guys might have changed job, and you might have found actually better one, better paying with better conditions. You might have also had to deal with loans, like bank loans, or even like liberated from them, better to say, like you closed them, you paid out them, which was amazing experience. A lot of you guys might have got also about like pregnancy news, because it's eighth house. Eighth house is conception, is about pregnancy, fertility. A lot of you guys, your priorities change. Spiritual life side will became more important, sort of. You are already, as Pisces, very spiritual, but now like for the last a year and a half, those things became even more prominent. Seems like a lot of things. And so income source, you might have doubled your income source. Like you've been working at one place and now you work at in two places, as an example. Now, we have 4 eclipses in 2025, and let me tell you, all of them will be amazing, except for the last one, which will be a bit bumpy, but we will have a help. The first one, 14th of March, will fall on your 7th house, in your 7th house lunar eclipse. Now, this one will be positive surprise eclipse, because Uranus will be there active, but also with responsibility. And it's a 7th house. You might get proposed, you might get all of a sudden married. Sort of shocking situation might happen there, but you will feel the responsibility weight, my dear Pisces. You will feel that you're sort of light, let's say, weight. Life is changing to a heavy one, because now on your shoulders you have a responsibility for another person. For example, in marriage. That's why it might be a surprise, proposal, or you might get married all of a sudden. Let's say, like, to decide, oh, let's get married, or something like this might happen. Or if it's not about love, it might be about a business relationship. You might all of a sudden receive a promotion letter or job offer, which will come with big and huge responsibility, meaning also good money. Or there might be alternatively your wife's or your husband's situation changing, like their work or something in their life will be changing, so like in a shocking way. Now, 29th of March, we have solar eclipse in your income house, which is perfect one. Here you have perfect stellar chance to land the job that you dreamed of all your life, or to double your salary, to get a salary revision, to get a promotion, whatever related to earning money, my dears. 7th of September, the best eclipse, lunar one, in your sign, in your first house, my dear Pisces. You will be the stars, shining stars of 2025, because this one is one of a kind eclipse, the best one. And September, by far, the best month of 2025. So if you have something important and you can postpone it, do it in September. Now, you deserve this lunar eclipse, let me tell you. Now, Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. Neptune is your ruler, and they will be all at 1 degree of their own signs. Now, in their respective signs. It's very rare. It takes, I don't know, like how many years, so rare that if you think these planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, they take from 7 to 20 years to change sign, and also not even speaking about witnessing them, all of them at the same degree, 1 degree, and also communicating with each other perfectly, sort of sending good aspects to each other. This is extremely rare aspect. And it will be happening exactly at this lunar eclipse in your first house. Sort of you will be happy, extremely happy with the news, what will be happening around 7th September. But eclipses, you remember how they work. They might work 2 months before or 1 month before. So expect the news even like around July or August or September 7th. This is amazing one. Amazing, let me tell you. I cannot tell you how envy I am. Of course, in a good way. Now, this Pisces lunar eclipse you will have a chance to your wish to come true. You will have a chance to change whatever part of your life you always wanted to change. You will have the chance to make for yourself a name, to make a fortune, or anything related to your beauty, to your body. For example, you might change your name or how you look. Like you might get a haircut, which will change your appearance drastically, and of course will draw attention from people and of course opportunities. This will be amazing eclipse. You will need to meditate and set intentions on this eclipse. Now the last one, solar eclipse, 21st of September, will fall in your 7th house. Now this one, Saturn and Neptune will oppose that one. This eclipse, Neptune is your ruler, making everything foggy, and Saturn is about responsibilities. Now, if something won't be easy, and it seems like it won't be easy within your marriage or within your long-term partnerships, don't get disappointed, because Neptune and Pluto and Uranus that were at 1 degree, they are influential for half, almost year, so they will be helping even during this a bit sort of bumpy eclipse, solar eclipse in your 7th house. And here you might realize some things, some shades, I don't know, some character about your spouse, about your one and only. You might, some of you guys might get divorced, or you might get split. You might decide that that's not a good fit, especially after this lunar eclipse in your 1st house. Your priorities, which is amazing one, September 7th, you might actually see the light finally, what of your priorities, what you prioritize, and you might put yourself first actually and your wishes. And because of that, the next eclipse, which is solar one, September 21st, will make you decide that the person who you spend like life with, like long years, is actually not anymore at the same page, let's say, and you might decide that this is not a good match and you will split. As an example, this is all as an example. Some of you guys might actually get married also. There is a possibility of taking responsibility or to take care of your husband or wife, either financially, but it won't come easy. Sort of you won't like this responsibility, but sort of something will happen that you will feel the weight of this relationship. Now, 30th of March, we have Neptune moving into your 2nd house, your ruler. These slow-moving planets, they will all show you preview of what's to come in the next 7 and 10 years. So universe is laying ground for this whole, decade, next decade. Let's see, Neptune, your ruler, from March until October, it will be giving you hints of what it is bringing in your 2nd house. Now, it will retrograde back into that place where it spent last 14 years, because Neptune takes 14 years to change sign. So it will crawl back, but then it will be back at January 2026 into your income house. Now, after January onwards, next 14 years, next decade, well, you will see Neptune in your 2nd house, financial house. And here, Neptune might actually give you sort of pink-colored glasses on your income situation, how you earn, or your income sources as well. You might see it not in a true light, so take good care here. But on the other hand, if you are like especially artistic, and a lot of you guys are like in art area, you will be in a huge luck, because Neptune here will give you all sorts of imagination, inspiration to earn money. And not only like artistic, but all of you guys actually might get inspiration, maybe from someone, or like in general might get very resourceful of how you earn money and about your values. You might become more spiritual also. Spirituality might become your number one value. Like you might get invested into, astrology or psychology, numerology. These things might become your profession also in the next 14 years. Now, from May 25th until September 1st, Saturn will also move into your 2nd house, and it will give you again glimpses, because Saturn will move back into your 1st house, and it will be back only February 2026 to stay until 2028. So Saturn in one sign stays from 2 to 3 years. Now, Saturn from May to September in your 2nd house might a bit shrink your income source. So first 3 years, you might have a bit together. There is Neptune, they will be balancing each other, and Neptune and Saturn. Neptune will be giving you inspiration, but Saturn will be sending you hard work to get that things done. Like in your head, everything will be possible and you get inspired and everything. But when it comes to doing things, Saturn will be sending you a lot of work, a lot of hindrances, and so that you get things done and train your strong will. But this is the case just of the first 3 years. But when Saturn moves out in 2028 from your second house, it will might feel better. You will feel better. Now, in general, Saturn in second house also might give you a job which is responsible, which is heavy. Sort of, you will be feeling heavy weight on your shoulders about the project responsibility. I don't know, about assignment or about your position. This kind of, workplaces might be your environment. Now, Saturn in second house is also about managers, and like your boss could be this kind of person who embodies Saturn, sort of has strict rules and demanding, and has, like, I don't know, you have to obey them for some or another reason, and it might make you sort of limited, restricted place. A lot of you guys might go work, I don't know, to restricted places like hospitals, I don't know, military, or prison even. These kind of workplaces might be in the next 3 years your working environment. Now, Saturn was in your first house since 2023. That wasn't easy because Saturn was transiting over your sun in your sign, first house. Now, since 2023, it was sort of about who you are, and Saturn was giving you lessons and about your priorities. It was making your priorities more serious, more refined, more responsible, more heavy, and more long term, because Saturn is about long term. It was, if you've before like been thinking more like short and shallow, but since 2023, since Saturn was there, you started thinking more responsible and deeper, and let's say for long term gains. Now, Neptune, since 2011 and 2012, it was same in your first house, but Neptune spent in your first house 14 years. You've been enjoying your ruler hosting in your sign, my dear Pisces. Now, that was magical experience because Neptune was giving you that power of imagination, of daydreaming as you like, of how to say, creativity, whatever you do actually, and inspiration, that sort of untouchableness, sort of magic, because Neptune is about magic and also about spirituality. A lot of you guys might have spent last 14 years on your spirituality journey too, unconsciously or consciously. Both ways could have been. Now, July 7th, we have Uranus moving into your fourth house. You see how all these planets are shifting places. Now, Uranus is planet of shocking situations and surprises. Now, from July until November, it will be in your fourth house, but then it will crawl back into where it was for the last 7 years, because Uranus takes 7 years to change sign. So it was in your third house, and it will be back only in April 2026 for the next 7 years in your fourth house. Now, Uranus is all about surprises and shocking situation. I call it this planet as a roller coaster because it's always up and down, up and down. And fourth house is all about family. You might have had a sort of roller coaster experience while Uranus was in your fourth house since, it's going into your fourth house. So you might have this kind of roller coaster experience with your family, and from July until November you will get hints and glimpses. So write down the notes, what Uranus might be bringing into your life in the next 7 years when it will be back to that place in 2026. Now, fourth house is all about family, and in general, like building family, what it takes to be a family, and family that you come from might change greatly. A lot of you guys might immigrate to some new country. And exactly, it's about country, because fourth house is about citizenship. Which country you call your home. Like, you might change your passport. It probably takes 7 years, right, to live in one country and get the passport. So a lot of you guys might do so. Also, you might apply to residence permits or like long-term permits. This kind of things might be going on in the next 7 years. Also, if that was your wish, is amazing, isn't it? The fourth house is about real estate, and here Uranus will be giving a lot of surprises and happy opportunities too, like buying, I don't know, real estate or selling it for a better price, or vice versa. It will be giving also surprisingly bad conditions and situations. So, it's sort of a roller coaster period anyhow in your fourth house, and in terms of your living situation, where you live, like apartment, house, whatever, you might actually experience all sorts of living, places. Now, 4th house, as I said, it's about family, and a number of your family might also change, and that change will not be consistent. Sort of, it might shrink, it might get bigger. This kind of things will be happening within your family. The 4th house is also house of mother. In your mother's life, there might be quite a lot of surprises that will affect you. Like all of a sudden, she might say that she's getting married, or she's giving birth, I don't know, to she's pregnant, as an example. Or maybe they might divorce. They might tell you that they're divorcing, which will become shock for you, as an example. These are just all examples, not necessarily happening. Now, for the past 7 years, Uranus spent in your 3rd house. Since 2018, 2019, it was changing, sort of roller coaster in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is all about communication, media projects, social media, and in general, your inner circle of friends. Some friends stand the test of the time and stayed in your life, stood the test, but most of them, they, I don't know, left behind. Because Uranus is this kind of planet, it was giving you a lot of people, like surrounding you, people who are from different walks of life. You've experienced quite a lot of diversity of people as your close friends as well, but not a lot of them stayed in your life. And in general, it could have been that you've been moving all the time during this period, as an example, just as an example, so that your social circle was all the time changing, because 3rd house is about who you communicate with daily. And also 3rd house is about siblings. If you have brothers or sisters, then their life could have had such a roller coaster periods, up and down, which was affecting you, like you're watching a movie, sort of. Now, 3rd house is also a house of all sorts of trade and commerce. And if you've been active in that area, again, you've learned a lot. You could have been great investor at the times and bad investor, sort of. Now, 3rd house is also a house of skills. You, in the past 7 years, you could have been in a situation where you had to learn a lot of skills all of a sudden, like in a shocking way. For example, like, I don't know, you lost your job, and like you had to sustain your living, like you had to go and work as a cook, as an example, or as a driver, which you never done, or which was crazy, like, let's say, shocking surprise to your surrounding, and that they never expected this from you, like you being a cook, as an example. These are all examples. So here it's about skills. It's about you have learned quite a lot of skills. You might have learned quite like skills, like cooking, I don't know, coding, whatever it is, like writing, drawing. And those things happen because of situation which was coming out of nowhere, sort of this kind of thing, since 2008 and 2019. Now, Pluto is a planet of transformation, and it changed signs recently too, and it's now in your 12th house for the next 20 years. Now, in 2025, those of you who have from 0 to 3 degrees in Aquarius or in your Pisces sign, meaning those of you who are born right in the beginning of Pisces season, planets or placements, then this Pluto will influence you greatly. Now, 12th house is all about hidden place. It's about behind the doors. Some of you guys, like maybe most of you, will start even more sort of hidden way of life. This could be your situation, not necessarily whole 20 years, but it can be. Can be like you will start working on maybe some secret project. Or 12th house is about secret agency, by the way. It's about becoming a member of secret, I don't know, organization. Or you might start working on some sort of project which requires solitude, which requires long hours sitting and researching, writing something, I don't know, these things, investigating. Now, 12th house is also a house, as I said, privacy, right? Privacy will become quite number one for you, especially for you guys who are from 0 to 3 degrees, as I said. And Pluto is about transformation. And now 12th house is also, house of secrets. A lot of you guys might start working with secrets. I hope I'm making sense. I don't know what kind of job might be, except for like secret agents, but something like maybe you might like be working and researching about secrets of life, or exposing, let's say, some big secrets on social media. This could be your next, let's say, 2025, what you do, as occupation. Now, 12th house is also a house where everything restricted. And it's about military, it's about prison, it's about for example, hospital, you might start working in these kind of places. Sort of like your vision is limited there, and you have to focus, and even your physical movement is limited too, where there are rules. 12th house is also about rules. Now, for some of you guys, it will be truly transformational journey, because 12th house is also about spirituality, our subconscious mind. And some of you guys might experience a spiritual awakening, or you might decide to go on pilgrimaging, as an example, to those sacred places, which will have such a great effect on you that you will start living different kind of life, like spiritual life, meditating, doing yoga, I don't know, all the time traveling, as an example. And 12 house, because Pluto rules your ninth house, and it's in your travel house, another like far lands house, you might actually move somewhere which is very far, like Antarctica, as an example. So, like, which is very far, like to some other continent. You might travel there also. Or some of you guys might decide to start a hotel business. Hotel is also a restricted place, and it's a place of rest. The 12th house is all about rest, how we rest, retreat, get energy back. And hotels is about sleeping too, like resting. And some of you guys might get engaged into this kind of business, hotel business, and in general, this wellness business, like massage, I don't know, when people relax, when people sleep also. And it's more about night. Some of you guys might also start working night shifts, as an example. Now, 12th house is also about digging something, like unearthing something. It's in the like within our earth, like in the soil of the earth or whatever. So, like, for example, precious stones or minerals. You might start working in this business too, like I don't know, digging something from earth, or as I said, researching from archives, like some truth, shedding some light on some information, some secrets. Like bringing something to light from the darkness, and literally speaking from earth, like maybe you're archaeologist, as an example. Maybe you would want to pursue this sort of occupation. You might start being an archaeologist, and I don't know, digging up some ancient civilizations, as an example. Now let's talk about personal planets, because they all retrograde, as I said, and it's again rare to have all of them in 1 year retrograde. Venus, planet of love and beauty, will retrograde this year. Now, Venus retrogrades every year and a half for 40 days and night. Now, those 40 days and night, you should remember, don't get married and don't do plastic surgeries. Now, Venus will retrograde from 2nd of March until April 13th. And Venus is planet of love. That's why everything in your marriage can go wrong, usually, if you marry during this period. So don't do that. Cancel all spring weddings, move it to summer. Now, plastic surgeries, again, don't do anything drastic like changing your appearance when Venus retrogrades, because you might not like the result at all, and you might have to redo it. Now, we love when Venus is in our first house, so let me tell you when it will be, and you will be one of the luckiest signs to have 2 times Venus in your first house, meaning shining moments. When Venus in our house, in our sign, in your first house, it's like we feel like we are star. We are irresistible. We are beautiful. We are powerful, and we have a magical power to convince anyone into anything. Now, it will happen from January 3rd until February 4th. So this is from the beginning of the year. You sort of will be, exhibiting this energy. Everyone will be attracted to you. Now, second period will be March 27th until April 30th. You see, they will be retrograding. It will be retrograding almost like on your birthday too. But when March 27th hits, it will be in your sign again until end of April. So again, sort of shining moments. In here, you might actually have sort of desire to change something about your appearance. Don't do. And don't buy expensive things like houses, cars, or whatever expensive purchase for yourself, because it's exactly in your first house also when it's retrograding. Now, 7th house. We love Venus in 7th house to enjoy with one and only. Attention and love and feelings within our married life, for example. Now, from September 19th until October 13th, you will enjoy this kind of vibration between you and your hubby or your wifey, or within your long-term partnership. Now, Mars will have very specific behavior, because it will retrograde, and we will start the year with retrograding Mars. And since September 2024, universe is telling you to focus on two areas of your life through Mars, because Mars is called personal planet. These personal planets, they affect us directly, like through daily events, situations, and life. Like we feel the effects of these planets. That's why they are personal. And when Mars is retrograding, it's affecting only two parts of your life, and universe is telling you to deal with that. Now, from January 6th until April 18th, it will be in your fifth house, house of true love, house of business and kids. It seems like you will be greatly busy from the get-go of the year about your business. Let's say maybe expanding or redoing something, a lot of rework there, rebranding, for example, from January until April. Or you might actually get back to your ex with whom you dated previously, as an example. Or it might be about kids, because fifth house is about kids. And either if you have kids, then you might get busy with kids errands, like, I don't know, maybe their school or their health, whatever is that. And if you're not, then you might actually, get pregnant here, and or maybe give birth actually. Now, from April until June, it will be in your sixth house, better position, like better period, because it will be direct. And sixth house is all about work. From April until June, start of summer, seems like you will get quite busy at your work. You will get a lot of assignments, a lot of communication at work. You might be, I don't know, traveling because of work. Maybe like a business travel might happen from April till June. It's like Mars is about action, it's sort of you won't sit at one place. It's a lot of assignments, movement there, travel there, or something for like work. Or alternatively, it could be health. Like you will get busy with your health, like going to checkups, or Mars is also about sharp objects like surgical knives. You might actually experience a surgery here too, because it's in your health house, as I said. Not necessarily something serious, but it is a possibility there. Now, let me tell you some days which will be important in 2025. February 23rd, we have Neptune uniting force with your North Node in your first house. Magical one, stellar day. Now, this is your birthday, my dear Pisces. Now, February 23rd, circle this day on your calendar. This will be a huge day. And Neptune is your ruler, planet of magic, spirituality, and it's connecting with your destiny in your sign. This is like a rare aspect to happen ever, because last time this happened, it was back in 16th century. Can you imagine? That's how rare is this, and it's in your sign. You are the luckiest one, my dear Pisces. Now, something is coming true, like your destiny is coming to life. You're gonna meet your destiny around your birthday, 23rd of February, my dear Pisces. Seems like Neptune, your ruler, is trying to correct your destiny, is trying to direct the life of your actual true path, of your life. It will be magical, and it's happening in the first house. Your wish might come true. Your priority might switch. You might experience spiritual awakening. All sorts of spiritual experience might happen here. And Neptune is a planet of spirituality. You might become a spiritual teacher, for example, or like ascending sort of out of your body. Now, first house is also about appearance. Neptune will make you here magical, like sort of, icon, when everybody will talk about you. Whole world will be talking about you, how you look, stellar, mesmerizing, amazing, I don't know, like perfect. Something this kind of happen. No, it's happening in your first house. Make a wish, my dear Pisces. That wish will come true. Let me tell you, 100%. Now, April 14th, we have Saturn uniting forces with Destiny Node in your first house too. And again, this is very rare. Last time this happened was 19th century, 150 years ago. And Saturn is more a strict, teacher, but there won't be Neptune there, but it will conjunct your Destiny Node. Now, mid of April, you will have sort of sobering experience. Sort of gather yourself up, together. Sort of, if something was like melancholic, let's say, in your life, which most of the time is the case to some of you because of your sun sign, Saturn comes in and makes it more strict, makes it more wake-up call, sort of, and come to reality, back to reality, and it might also give you huge responsibility because it's a first house and it's a North Node, your destiny, where it's leading. So You might actually take up big responsibility on your shoulder, like, I don't know, becoming parent, and it's something that you wished for, seems like, for a long time, or like getting married or moving somewhere, whatever is that. It comes with huge responsibility and also work, my dear Pisces. Or you might get promoted, as an example, and that promotion will require your, like, will expand your reputation and plus responsibility. Now the last one, September 4th, we have Jupiter in your fifth house, which is exalted, making amazing beams to that north node in your first house. Amazing one. Now September, as I said, will be the best month of 2025, and you should not miss it. Again, manifest, wish things, because Jupiter is making trine to your north node, destiny node in your first house. Now, if you've been wishing to meet someone special, true love, your wish will be granted around this September 4th. If you've been wishing for to have a kids, like to have kids, children, then again, your wish is becoming true here. Seems like if you've been wishing to expand your business or become a business owner, you might open the doors of your business and establish your business around September 4th. Again, and those of you who are in artistic area, like actors, singers, dancers, you will have a stellar chance here to showcase your talents. Seems like you will give a once in a lifetime performance that the whole world will remember. It sort of will stay as a masterpiece in time, my dear Pisces. This kind of things will be happening in 2025. This is how huge is this year and amazing for you guys. Now check your rising sign, because rising sign is most importantly like affecting strongly usually, but sometimes it can be sun sign, sometimes moon sign. So check all three so that you will get to compare which one affecting you the most, but don't get biased. Now, wish you amazing stellar 2025. Happy New Year, my dear Pisces. Love you all. Bye bye.